you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Michael, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well. Good trip to New York, sir.
Oh, it was a fucking blast,
Yeah.
man. A little tired, I'll be honest with you. I just landed like a couple hours ago. So bear with you. You're going to have to do the heavy lifting today.
No, that'll be transparent to our listeners, Mike.
No, it
We'll
won't.
plow forward.
No, I had a few cocktails on the flight, I'll be honest with you.
We'll do the show to which our listeners are accustomed.
I hope so. No, dude, it was a lot of fun. It was my first real trip to New York. I've been to like Niagara Falls, Buffalo. Maybe gone through there as a kid.
Yeah.
But not anything I remember. And so any thoughts of New York I have are from like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You know. And so I was expecting mob hits on every corner.
Or
shit
any
like that.
90s sitcom. Almost
Yeah.
all
That's
of them
true.
are taking place
I was trying to
in
find
New York.
Central Perk, and I couldn't
Yeah,
find
it's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's on a soundstage in Los Angeles. Not going to be able to find it. No, it was awesome though.
Saw you posting pictures, Statue of Liberty, 9/11,
Dude.
Ground Zero, etc.
I wept way too many times in the last 4 days.
Is that right?
Than any grown man should. Dude,
Nice. Good for you. Jump on board. It's okay to cry, dude.
Hey, I'm the only one in the room who has cried on this show. Okay?
Yeah, but yours was more mechanical. Yours was more
it
forced.
was on
and-
purpose.
and robotic. You know, it wasn't like something touched you emotionally. We know you don't have human
I was
feelings.
the only one who was able
Yeah.
to pull that off.
You were
so
like,
don't tell
time
me.
to cry on command, weep, 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 and then something in your programming allowed you to draw a tear. No, but for me, dude, I wept at Kinky Boots. Not a lot. I didn't sob at Kinky Boots.
The
but-
Broadway show.
Yeah, I was on Broadway.
Sort of an odd couple story, right?
Yeah, about a
So
you know.
sad about an odd couple story.
Well, you know,
I'm
you
sure
got
it was
this,
filled with hijinks.
No, it was more. It was about a guy, Charlie, whose dad owns a shoe company,
Sure.
right, in like Europe, and then there's this black kid who wears high heels, but his dad's like a boxer and wants him to box. He's like, get over here, take those fucking pansy ass boots off, you homo.
Sure.
And he grows
As
up
any
to
dad
be
would do, right?
right. He grows up to be like a. He didn't say transvestite or transgender or something, but they, you know, all these guys dressed as chicks.
Yeah.
And they keep breaking their heels because heels are not meant to support the weight of a man body, you know? And so the company's going under, and there's this unlikely bond that's formed between this underserved group of society of men who need to wear
Come on, how many
flashy
how many
boots.
pairs of boots are really necessary? It
Apparently
kept
a lot.
Kept the company afloat.
It did.
All
Yeah,
these
it's-
drag queens.
saved the company. But when it came down to it, and the Kinky Boots, the dad turned around and finally accepted his son. It was like, oh, man, that's a little tear.
You have daddy issues, don't you?
Is that what
He's
it
this-
is? Maybe.
Am I?
Maybe.
Is
You
this a
can't-
logical leap here, or does he have daddy issues?
Dude, you're talking to the wrong person, man. I've been crying a lot lately in the last 6 months. Like, I just cry now, so I don't care.
But those are
Like,
mainly body highs, right?
You know, I cry at so much now. I cry during music. I'll be listening to music in the car, and I'll just start crying.
Yeah, dude. I gotta
So-
tell you, man, that hypnotic nature of that EDM.
No.
I continued my EDM journey
Dude,
this
if
weekend.
you want to say that there's a lyric that got you, that hit
dude.
home, fine. But you cannot just be like,
Armin van Buren. Martin
There are
and
lyrics,
Garrix.
then
there are-
be drawn
but-
to
but the-
tears.
but the-
Stop it.
Well, it's
Steve Aoki.
Well,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
Aoki's kind of dope.
Well, no, dude, it's not that. It's by the way, I cry at fucking movies and shit too now. I just whatever. I told my sister this the last time I talked to her. Like, I gotta go to Lauren. I'm like, dude, I guess I cry now. I cry at stuff now. So I don't know what to tell you. But no, there
And you're
are.
just embracing it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
like,
fucking
"Ah,
like,
fuck it,
whatever,
I'm not
man,
gonna
I fucking
hide it."
cry now.
Yeah, do you carry around tissue? Do you have one of those small tissue things?
not like that. But Mike, you can't let Jay explain that.
I know what to get him for Christmas, though.
and say that's what
box
makes you
of tissues.
cry.
Small tissue holder.
Yeah, sure.
Pocket size.
I mean, there's a lot of music in that stuff that, yes, it has these beat drops and stuff, but there's lyrics in the music. Jesus Christ.
oh my god, it's just
Wow.
killing.
Which part
EDM,
do you
man.
start crying? Which part do you start crying? He just goes,
Oh my god. So disrespectful to the
know,
craft. It's disrespectful to the
E,
craft.
why aren't you weeping?
This isn't the same. It's got to also for me. Sometimes it has to be the surroundings that I'm in when I'm listening to the music too.
And
so.
Jesus was in the,
The nature,
Porcupine
I mean,
Mountains this weekend.
I
heard.
cry at nature for sure. Like so.
It was so funny when I was getting ready to leave. E was like, he was set to just sit at home and do dick, and I go, dude, you've literally got like 4 or 5 days off.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out of town. Why don't you get the fuck out of here? And he goes,
Forced vacation.
I think I'm going to. And I think he went up and visited
Houghton.
our adopted
Well,
city
dude,
of
I will say,
Houghton.
for me, it's just a money thing. I've been trying to save money, so that's really the only reason. But then he was right. I'm like, fuck, man, we just don't, because of the nature of this show, we just don't take regular vacations. We don't get 4 days off. And I've been trying to go up way up there again. But man, that's a whole day driving and then a whole day back. So if you don't have at least 4 days, you can't go up to Copper Harbor and Houghton. You know what I mean? You just can't if you don't have
Sure.
4 days. So Mike's right. I was walking out that door, ready to do nothing for 4 days, and he just goes, "You should fucking do it." I'm like, I was driving home, like, he's fucking right.
Yeah.
And by 8 in the next morning, I was on my way up to Houghton, Michigan.
Solo trip?
Yeah, solo.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you wept while you were up there at all?
Several times, to be honest with you. Dude, I went.
Was it the wilderness? Was there
Yes,
something
It's
that's
beautiful.
it's-
Lake Gitchagumi.
You're right. It is the wilderness. I guess, yeah. I went hiking in the Porcupine Mountains, and I went to this Lake of the Clouds, and it was like a
Yeah, that'll get
9-mile.
you. That's a tearjerker.
9-mile
like.
hike.
As
you
far
know.
as lakes go, it's a real tearjerker.
Well, dude, it is what it is, man. I've said this on the show before, but nature to me, you get out there and it is so fucking quiet and it's so fucking beautiful. And I just fucking can't even, I lose it. I just lose it. I go, this is incredible.
Now, are you outwardly like multiple tears or shedding? Are you audible?
I mean, I wouldn't say
Are
that
you-
I'm crying. No, not like that in that
You're not
sense.
sobbing.
Not sobbing, but I just kind of embrace it. And then
Like
the
the
other
Indian on the side of the road when he sees garbage everywhere, like
Just a
that,
single
like the
teardrop?
single tear trickling down the cheek. Is that what you're dealing with?
Kinda, yeah. And
Yeah.
then like the thing is, where I was camping, it was like 2 hours. Like even from where I was camping, it was 2 hours to the Porcupine Mountains and 2 hours back. And when I was driving back, I was listening to you're right, the doom 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 doom. But there's lyrics in these songs that the music I listen to is trance, which is an uplifting progressive electronic music.
Obviously.
That
Duh.
that just fucking gets in your soul, man. And you're driving, and there's the mountains
I
and the
feel you,
trees,
I
and
feel you.
and I was crying. The sunset, my fucking lord. I was campground at this place called Sunset RV Park, and literally that's
was
the best name
apropos.
for it, dude.
Yeah.
You just sit there, and once around 8 o'clock came out, there's only like 30 campsites in this campground. It's a very small thing in the middle of nowhere. But once that around 8 o'clock comes out, everybody that's in this campground just takes their chairs down to the water, and we all just sit there and stare and watch this sunset, and it's
And you by yourself, and you were crying, brought yourself to tears.
nature brought myself to tears.
Yeah. Did anyone notice you in tears? Were they
I,
crying too?
I think they were crying too.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Actually, no, this is kind of ridiculous. So I'm by there myself, and there's these camp people that run the campsite. And so one of this lady was this 54-year-old lady that just runs the campsite.
Some old lady.
And I start talking
some
to
old
her
bag.
I'm walking around, and the camp owners like know me by name. They remember people, and I'm by myself.
That's
so
the guy
that's
that
probably
sobs when he looks at sunsets.
Right. So I end up sitting there
Guy
talking
comes
with.
up here alone.
I end up.
Let's watch him.
I end
Watch
up
that
like
Keep an eye on that one. He's crying during sunsets and he's alone.
I was with the one worker, and she led me over a campfire, and then she went to bed, and then it just ended up being me and this like 54-year-old lady until like 1 in the
Did you have a
morning.
chance?
I was kind of trying.
Were ya?
I said to my, she wasn't the most attractive.
Shocking.
Shocking.
But here's the thing: she had like, by working there, they allow if no one's in these, they have some cabins too, and if no one's in it, her job is like kind of like the room service of the campground. She goes to the bathroom, makes that clean.
You almost
know.
fucked a maid this weekend?
And so we're there drinking beers till like 1 in the morning, and she has this whole cabin by herself. And I remember when I was like, yeah, I'm like, so where do you sleep when you're in the cabin? Because they had 2 rooms and a loft. And she's like, I sleep on the couch. I was like, oh man, I was thinking maybe I could sleep on the couch. She's like, you're not sleeping in there with me. And I was like, oh boy. Then like 10 minutes later, we're like, I guess I'm gonna go back to my campsite now.
See you, old lady.
But it was funny to meet somebody because like for her, like Houghton was too big of a city for her. Like
Ooh.
She was literally like, they could burn that fucking
boy.
bridge down. I don't need to ever go past Hancock. Like, she was explaining that a week ago she had to go to Houghton for some like governmental like she had to go fill out a form.
I don't like going into the
and
city.
she was like,
Yeah,
there was
this big
traffic.
city.
She goes, there was traffic. Traffic might have been a stoplight. Like there's no traffic. But and then she was talking about how she was moving to Alaska. She was gonna 20 years ago move to Alaska because she hates people and she hates the warm weather. And sometimes even in fucking between Houghton and Copper Harbor, it gets too hot for her. She doesn't like it, and there's too many people. So she flew to Alaska on a one-way trip, and then she gets there, and 2 weeks in, she realized she had gotten knocked up, so she had to fly back.
In more important news, Mike, you were on the Anthony Cumia show.
Yes, with Dave
Friday?
Landau.
Thursday?
Thursday, yeah. Dude, what a blast. What a blast.
I
Honestly,
watched
that
it.
was...
I thought it was great.
Did
Yeah,
you? Did you
yeah,
watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You guys gelled very well, the three of you.
Well,
very
thank
quickly
you.
and well.
I've got an announcement to make. This is no, I'm just kidding. No, it was a lot of fun, and I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which was not make an ass of myself and not embarrass the show that we do, and not have someone say, "Hey, thanks, that was great. Never come back again." And so
You didn't pass out. You didn't fall down on the.
yeah, dude. No, I didn't. And I just got to. It was funny. Like that day, Thursday, I was like, I needed to just be left the fuck alone, do my own thing, and worry myself. You know, like, oh, I don't want to embarrass Jay and E and our show. And it was like, I'm all in my head. I just do that. It was going to happen no matter what. But once I started walking there, because it was from the hotel, it was a walk to the studio there in Manhattan. And it was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. It's out of my control. I don't know where the conversation is going to go. I tried, like, I emailed them and was like, hey, like, what's protocol? I mean, is there like, you know, I don't expect there, oh, here's the topics. We're going to hit this for 5 minutes, that, you know. I knew it wouldn't be like that, but if it was, I didn't know if it was going to be like, oh, we're going to ask about you or your show or we're going to do the day's news. So I had no idea. It was like, nah, do whatever, say whatever, anything goes. It's total freedom. And I'm like, okay, that's zero help, but thank you. And so when I went in there, all I knew was the show starts at 4, goes till 6, and they'll usually kick the ball around for a half hour, and then they'll bring you in at 4:30-ish. So don't even worry about getting there right at 4. It's really loose atmosphere. And I was like, okay, cool. But I got there anyways. I wanted to see just kind of how it was. So I'm there at 3:45, and as I'm walking to the studio, I see Anthony in his Suburban drive by. I'm like, oh, there's Ant, and then another Suburban following him. And so I walk in there, and I don't see him come in. And so people are like, oh, they're about to start the show in 4 minutes. You know, if you want to go in there and sit on the couch or whatever, they kind of got bleachers, little bleacher set, and a couple couches kind of like this in here where people can chill and watch. And so I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do that. And so I look in, and Ant is sitting there at his spot, and I'm like, and he waves, and I'm like, oh, hey, dude. And he's like, come on in. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go chill on the couch. And I'm like, on the couch, he goes, no, just fucking jump up on the mic. You're a radio guy. You know what you're doing. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
shit. So I get to be a part of all 2 hours of this show. Great. Yeah, no, it was cool. And so we sat there and started talking shit about the girl that was coming on, the Ginger Banks, the porn star. It's like, you know, Ant's just like, man. So if you watch the very beginning of it and Ant's in mid-sentence, it's because we're talking about, fuck, man, that'd be really tough to have a dad with 2 daughters in porn.
Yeah.
That would be a tough fucking pill to swallow. But, dude, they couldn't have been nicer and more polite. And at the end, when Ant was like, dude, that was great. That was a lot of fun. Anytime you're in New York, please, you know, you're welcome to come back on, and which was great. Huge.
Did you tell him, oh, it's crazy. I come to New York once a week.
Yeah, I'm in town all the time. See you guys in a week. I'm gonna
It's like, that's
take
all
it
right.
up.
I say that to every guest. You know, I don't mean it. I mean, it's sort of like, yeah, come back anytime. Sure,
Yeah.
good to have you over. Yeah. All right, see you next time.
No, it was-
he meant it. I'm sure. You guys, like I said, blended well, and the show was fun. And
Do you have any pictures? I
what-
sent you a couple pictures. I don't know, just some studio shots.
it
people
wasn't
know.
awkward, you know.
Yeah.
And it certainly could have been when you just throw another person into the mix like that. But
Well, it's cool because, you know, I'm not used to being in like major. I mean, I've been in all the studios around here, but not as like a guest or anything. And so it's like, shit, like when you look at the show and it's got this big like New York City landscape and all that, but it's a green screen. And so this is what it actually looks
it wasn't
like.
a big window.
No, there wasn't a giant window overlooking the city at all. But dude, it was Yeah, a lot of fun. And being the tall guy in the room
Oh my God.
was just was a new experience for me.
Those are some short dudes.
With you, who's like 6'2", and E, who's like 6'2", and so I look like a midget in every picture we take.
Was that green wall distracting at all?
No, actually, it wasn't because one thing I do know is I hate when I see someone on a show, whether it's American Idol or anything else, and they can't help but look at the cameras or look. And so I was like, okay, you're talking to someone. Look at who you're talking to, and don't focus on green screens or cameras or anything like that. And so that made it easier just to focus on that stuff. But yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun, and I want to thank those guys a lot. They were really funny and.
Well, the subject matter seemed to just fall into your lap. It was nice. Aretha dying that morning, which is quite helpful, right? Gives you the Detroit connection.
I woke up and I was like, you know what?
You're kind
that
of an
is
Aretha
so
expert.
fucking nice of her to drop dead in the morning. Because I just knew it would give us talking stuff, stuff to talk about. Dave's from Detroit, Metro Detroit area, and so am I. And so it was like, thank you, Aretha, for dying
Well,
like
she
that.
had so much of her own career, and it's nice to look out for people that are up and coming and need that boost. I mean...
There was the bullshit apology subject matter too, which you're expert in.
Oh, dude, I am an absolute expert in the bullshit apology.
Gave you a chance to do your Trump voice.
Yes. But dude, I was bummed because I didn't know Cumia had a fucking Mike Lindell impression.
Oh yeah.
And he busted it out. Michael Lindell, my pillow. I was like, hey, dude, that's my guy.
I didn't catch that part.
He did, and it's better than mine. Yeah.
Can't believe it.
So I was like, fuck. But,
but no Asian stories came up, so you didn't have the opportunity.
No.
Would you have done that
yes,
voice?
Fuck yeah, I would have.
Okay. Dude, Tommy Lee comes in. It was just
into the conversation.
Tailor made for you, man.
Yeah. And then playing the whole Aretha anthem. The thing is, I thought we were really good at finding videos, that are, whether it's where's the one where the guy gets hit by the tire?
Oh my God, Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. Brazilian man hit with the tire and goes down in a heap. I was hoping I could find a way to fit Fidel Castro in there, wiping out, because we just found that video. But they played a video at the end of the show, I don't know if you saw it, about a new weight loss program from the 80s, I believe, for AIDS.
Had to be the early 80s.
Early
right?
80s, and it was like an infomercial. Dude, I was laughing so fucking hard at this
sort of
commercial.
Pill, right?
Yeah, it's just another one of those dumb weight loss, you take this and you'll lose weight. Whether it's
they called it AIDS.
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 Yeah, and Landau saying that meeting must have been really tough when they figured out, AIDS has another meaning, and you're in the board meeting like, this is gonna be a problem, guys, for our weight loss company called AIDS. Oof. But yeah, check this video out.
Diets, powders, pills, still my weight's been up and down like a yo-yo until the AIDS plan taught me how to take off weight and help keep it off.
AIDS may taste like a candy, but AIDS contains one of the most effective appetite suppressants you can buy. And there's no stimulant in AIDS that could make you nervous.
With AIDS, I ate less, so the weight came off. To help keep it off when I sometimes want things loaded with calories, AIDS helps put me in control.
This is for real.
Let the AIDS plan teach you how to take off weight and help keep it off.
The AIDS
Try
plan.
peanut butter AIDS.
Peanut butter AIDS.
Yeah, that one was
and
great.
I'm not gaining weight. I'm losing weight deliciously with the aid of AIDS. The AIDS diet plan really works.
AIDS candy contains a safe and effective appetite suppressant when used
Chunks
as
of
directed.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Helps curb your appetite so you can lose weight. And AIDS candy has no stimulant that can make you nervous.
The plan lets you enjoy 2 AIDS before each meal. Delicious chocolate flavor. And I love being a size 10 again.
Lose
you'll be a
weight
size 7 in no
deliciously
time.
with the aid of AIDS.
I was overweight and embarrassed to go anyplace. AIDS helped me get back into a size 12.
Testimonial.
The AIDS diet plan helped me
Look
get
at her
back
in her
into a
leotard.
size 6.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight.
Sure does.
AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me lose the weight and has nothing in it that could make me nervous.
Question, why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight safely and effectively. Use only
Goddamn Saturday Night
Down
Live
like a
commercial.
Dude, isn't that hilarious? And I think we mentioned it
AIDS?
on the show. I didn't give him those AIDS. About ISIS, there were groups that were named ISIS that went through something similar.
Right.
Businesses.
Yeah, I think there's a show I think Isis is like an Egyptian princess god.
Yeah.
And so there's a show where Isis was like the hero, the
Yeah.
superhero. So yeah, that wouldn't work today.
So anyway, once I got through doing the show, I swear to God, I wanted to collect. I was so exhausted. I was like,
mentally.
fuck. Mentally, absolutely
Because you're dialed
done.
in, right?
Dude.
Because you're like, I don't want to say anything that's stupid. I don't want to mess this up.
I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to trip on words. I don't want to embarrass our show. All that stuff.
Tough too, because they've got their rhythm, right? And you've got to kind of add to that. You got to jump in when you can, but you got to add something relevant.
Dude, I swear to God, I gained more of a respect. Like, obviously, I wasn't driving anything on the Drew and Mike show, but I wasn't expected to hold, the flow of anything either. So you could jump in when appropriate, whenever you wanted. I had an open mic on the Drew and Mike show, but you didn't have to. You weren't doing any heavy lifting, right? And so it's really hard to sit in the seat you sit in, or even E sits in, when you're not driving. Like, if I'm driving it, it's one thing. I know where we're going. I know what stories I have in front of me, but you don't. And so you're left to just play off what I do. And so I was in that position where it's like, you're on a mic and a camera, and you're responsible for carrying at least a portion of this, but you don't know what's coming next. And so you better react. And if you're in a room full of guys that are really fucking quick on their feet, that can get intimidating quick.
Sure.
So,
yeah, and Landau's good, man.
Landau's very
That's
good.
what I came away with. I'm like, dude, that guy's fucking funny. And he walked down the stairs today and was like, dude, I can't believe how good Landau is.
Yeah.
It's true, man. He's really good.
I was hoping that he'd come by tonight because he's in town. He actually did. I know he made a joke on the show about, my Aunt Aretha died, but his grandma actually did die. So he's actually in town right now. But with plane schedules, I don't think he was going to make it over. But he was trying to come over tonight to hang out, which would have been fun. But once I got out of there, dude, it was just like all the stress and everything just like.
Yeah, that beer must have tasted good.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. No idea.
Kind of like this Busch Light draft we're drinking right now.
I need one.
Huh?
Who's got one? Who's hogging them over
should
there?
Should we mention our guests?
Yeah, we started drawing names to have members come in studio. Rachel was the name we drew, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, right? And she's brought Ed, her husband, and Pat in with her. And thank you guys so much for being a member and supporting the show as much as you guys do, and for coming in here. We're glad to have you here. And they brought beer and pizza. Which
they brought the right beer.
Yeah.
Busch Light draft in a can.
Well, E told them we need a shot load of beer and pizza.
Gotcha.
So they brought a shot load.
They did two of the three things. I also said money, too. A lot of money.
He did say money.
What an asshole. Hey, how long have you been with your grill friend? Kowalski Sausages knows that when you find the right grill, you never need a reservation. She's the perfect plus one, there for you in the good weather and the bad, grilling up some delicious Kowalski sausages, hot dogs, and kielbasas until rust do you part. Try their olive loaf, too. Hear their olive loaf is good.
Dude, I know we always say that. It just
the fruitcake of meats.
It is the fruitcake of meats, and I just can't get it. I don't know. I look at it. I'm sure it's delicious for some people. Some Nan out there loves the fucking olive loaf, but I don't know if it's going to be me. Some of the other things I did once the pressure was relieved, I got to kick around New York City, and it was cool because I've never been there before. And dude, I have never walked so much in all my life.
You sore? Are you chafed?
Oh,
Are you
dude.
chafed?
Like,
yeah, your inner.
You know where
legs.
your dick and balls are?
I do.
And you know where your thighs meet right at the base of your dick and balls?
Familiar with that?
Like
yeah.
that. There's like a 3-inch strip on either side of that is just gone.
It can get swampy.
Oh.
It can rub. It can chafe.
I could have wrung shit out. I'm not even kidding. With like ball and butt sweat, I could have wrung them out. I had to soak my feet every night. I'm not kidding you, dude. I probably walked 50 miles.
Well,
40 miles.
That's all right.
In one day, I went to One World Trade, the new, and went up to the top observation and overlooking the whole city.
Nice.
Yeah. And then
How
went
was that,
to,
dude?
it was fucking incredible.
No, I haven't, I've done the Empire State Building, but I haven't done that. Like how elevator wise and shit.
Double the size.
I know. That's what.
It's huge.
Like how
100 and some floors.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's up there, E. It's up there. And then from there went to.
Isn't that 911? Like, even if you don't go into the, just standing where those buildings are is kind of crazy, isn't it?
Dude, those fountains with the names.
Just knowing that's where it happened. Huh?
Oh, and then we took the ferry over to Statue of Liberty. Okay, which is longer than you'd think.
Did you read our U.S. immigration policy at the bottom of it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. You know, it's not actually at the bottom of that. And do you know that fucking bring us your poor, your tired, huddled masses yearning to breathe free? That's like one sentence in the middle of a much bigger poem written by some broad.
Well, it is our whole immigration policy.
I understand that. I understand that. Most Americans think that our immigration policy is, in fact, in the Constitution as bring us your poor, tired, huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That's not true, actually, Jay. That's a French woman's poem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all that is. And so that's not actually, I was looking up, I'm like, where the fuck is this thing? It turns out that that plaque was added years later and was like, that sounds kind of American. Why don't we just claim that? And so it's actually in the museum inside the Statue of Liberty.
Really?
Like
Okay.
you can go inside her dress, like where her vagine would be.
Yeah.
And like hang out in there. They got a museum in there and everything. You can look up her skirt.
Was it smaller?
Like all the way to the top?
Was the statue smaller than what you had pictured, envisioned?
Well,
That's what everybody
I
says.
knew it was
They
gonna
say
be.
it's one of the most overrated tourist things to actually do. That's what people say.
It's actually pretty cool,
Okay.
though. It was cool because that's what I expected. That, oh, yeah, you think of this big, giant woman with her torch, and it's not as big as you. It's not. I mean, it's out there on a little island and whatever, but it's cool being there, except the lines. Dude, I'll be honest with
It's
you. I
only
had to-
305 feet tall?
Yeah.
Lame.
But is that with the base, too? Or is that just the green broad? Because the platform, it seems like it'd be higher than that. But the lines, dude, I had to cheat. Jay, I had to cheat. You're not going to like this. But when we were getting ready to go back on the ferry, because the next stop is Ellis Island, where all the immigrants came, right? And I'm looking at this line, and it's like, I don't know, 14 miles long and 3 people wide. And so I was with Beth, and I'm like, all right, how about I'm going to go on the other side of the line, and I'm going to start walking down, and I want you to stand here and just kind of mingle about where you are. And I'm going to come up like a lost concern, like, honey,
You dirty dog.
honey, where
Are
are
you kidding
oh,
me?
Oh, there you are. God, I've been looking for you everywhere. And I put on, dude, a Broadway level acting.
Is that right? Well, you had
job.
already seen
I mean,
Kinky Boots, right?
I had, and I'd seen what it took to show true emotion.
But why does that get you in the line, though? Who cares?
Because it was like we're coming from opposite ways, like we're both looking for each other. Like, where? I'm lost. I know they're in line somewhere. And then
So
it's like,
what?
oh,
I would have
there
let you
are.
in.
And then I proceeded to scold her in front of all the people around us. Like, boy, this is getting heated. And I'm like, well,
It must be
where
nice
have
to
you been?
find a mate that's equally morally bereft. Honestly.
You know what's funny about
Dude,
Beth?
what
to
was
me?
I going to do?
No, no,
Wait
no.
14 hours in line?
This is the thing
I
about
didn't have
Beth.
that
I
kind of
guess you
time.
guys are more important than the other people.
Exactly. That's
No.
what I thought, too.
That's the thing
That's
about
what I
Beth to
thought.
me, dude. Honestly,
She's a
will
bad
be the,
influence
she
on
will be the
him.
first
Yeah, she
person
is.
to be on
Yeah.
customer service,
Yeah.
wanting her fucking
You're right, E.
refund, wanting her email.
Can't
but
argue
she doesn't
that.
give a fuck if it comes to her. And I wouldn't have let anyone in because you were fighting. Who gives a shit? Why
Yeah.
did you get let into the
Get 'em,
line
E.
because
Get
of
'em, E.
that?
Get 'em.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I know. They
No.
shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. That
So
was
you-
their fault. That was the negative. That was the bad play that they made.
I would have been.
New Yorkers are tougher than this, man.
Well, they're
Yeah, I did
tourists.
too.
They're all a bunch of tourists. That if they're not going to be New Yorkers waiting in line for the fucking.
By the way, this goddamn statue is only 305 feet tall.
Yeah, well, what do you want me to do
It's
about
half
it?
the height of the
What am I-
damn
what-
St. Louis Arch.
Why
This
are you
is
taking this
lame
up
as
with
shit.
me?
I thought New York was harder than this.
Told you, it's one of the,
Not
they
as
say
hard
it's
as
one
you
of, that's
think.
why they say it's one of the more under.
I found them more
overrated.
polite than you would think. So, second weeping took place on the next stop because I got on that ferry quick. I mean, I was like right at the front of the line and was able to get on the ferry, next boat out of town to Ellis Island, and I wept at Ellis Island. I didn't think I would be it because if people were following my Twitter or Facebook, I was posting stuff like they'd have a sign, and it just warms you up. It's like, chaps, get out of here. This is a whites only neighborhood. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I need a picture of that. And people are like, oh, did your grandpa post that? You know, oh, this is
Yeah.
grandpa at the golf course. You know, that kind of shit. And then
Sure.
there was a bunch of Klansmen. And did you see my tweet about that?
No.
Well, I didn't know what to do with it, and I was kind of getting shit from Beth. You know, like, this is not funny. And I'm like, well, I got a job to do, so it's kind of funny. And so they
got a
got
job to do.
they've got all these guys in their fucking Klan outfits with their pointy hats, and I'm like, God, doesn't it suck when you show up to a party and someone's wearing the same outfit as you? How embarrassing for these guys! Like they all showed up at the same party wearing
Right.
the same outfit. You get it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks. But I didn't want to be over.
Still in that room.
Yeah, I'm killing in certain rooms. I wanted to post this, but not be an overt racist asshole. So I think I accomplished that with that, right?
Yeah, it was thinly veiled racism.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. And so after that, dude, it was Times Square. Then I went to the World Trade Center Memorial, where for the third time in a day I wept at the World Trade Center Memorial, which was, dude, I had to be on my own. I like left and had to be alone. Like that brought back unbelievable memories of that morning being at Riff Studios and broadcasting till 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I got you.
It was fucking incredible to see, fire trucks and how damaged they were from when the towers fell.
Yeah.
And instruments used to radio up here and so-and-so's helmet and so-and-so's shield and, you know, reading the stories. And it was just, dude, it was a lot. It was heavy. That is an impressive museum to see. And they don't sugarcoat shit. They
We are a historical phenomenon.
So it was, if you get a chance to get out there, I would highly recommend going to check that thing out. And yeah, all in all, man, it was a lot of fun. But before we get too much further, I definitely want to hear about your nipples because I caught wind of that while I was out of town. I felt terrible for you.
Image, wasn't it?
Dude. Look, listen. Let me start by saying this, Jay. I believe it or not, there was a time when I actually ran on a regular basis.
Yeah, I should have sent you this picture to throw up
You
on
know
the
what?
feed, but
Yeah, shit,
it's in the Facebook, the show Facebook.
Oh, I had a couple other pictures I wanted to show you too. I spin back to it.
I chafed, yeah. I chafed the other day.
No, you bled out.
I did.
I was worried about you like needed a transfusion or something.
We do this thing where when grievances find us, we grieve certain issues. And I swear to God, 2 weeks ago, there was a morning where there was just a light rain and I went running. And I was like, God damn, if my nipples aren't chafed and sore, a grievance has found me. So I actually jotted that down. We didn't get to grievances for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And so I'm running Friday or whatever it is, and it's just humid as hell. And so I'm drenched immediately. I get about 2 miles in, I start to feel that chafe. I look down and I see the little trickle of blood coming down my nipple. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to watch and see how this works. Dude, by the end, I had blood just running down my entire shirt.
It reminded me, you know that emoji that's out there with the tears streaming down the face with just like the two streaks coming down the face? You've all seen that, right? Like I'm laughing so hard I'm crying, I think emoji. It reminded me of that. Like that is
my goddamn nipple gave out, dude.
See, I'm with some people that are saying maybe you wanted to show off your guns a little bit. Like you didn't have to include the gun in the picture.
No. I was holding my camera, so
But simple crop, you know, whatever. I'm not saying other people were saying it. I was saying I could see how.
Dude,
it was an impressive gun. That's all.
The weeping nipple was the focus of that post.
I know, but the gun,
my God, I had a bloody nipple.
I know.
If anybody's not looking at my bloody nipple, what's wrong with you?
I was drawn to the blood, and then was like, "Whoa, that's an exceptional gun." I just noticed it, and a lot of others did as well. That's all I'm saying.
Remarkably, though, my nipples are back. I mean, they're
not possible.
I'm telling you, they feel great,
dude.
I considered people were, oh, dude, get nipple removal surgery, all this shit. I considered that, just going like Ken doll, just tying them together. And Pat today said, hey, get tattoos. Get them
tattooed
fused
nips.
together and then tattoo on some nips.
Sure.
Because aesthetically, that'd be weird, right? If I got my nips removed.
Yeah, it would. But
it'd be kind of like not having eyebrows.
Yeah, but as soon as people ask you, like, dude, what's up with your fucking Ken doll non-nips? You'd be like, dude, chafed. And I was like, I'm done. I'm getting them removed. And people go, I understand.
Did you guys ever see the Office episode where they ran like the
5K?
Oh, yeah. For rabies?
The Office is so great, so I don't want to just dude, for one, Michael Scott, sitting here and carbo loading before they're about to do a 5K, and he's eating like a whole thing of fettuccine Alfredo.
Andy Bernard's nipples are just bloody. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually happening.
So could you feel it? You had to have felt that like coming down your chest, dude.
I didn't feel it coming down, but I felt it chafe. And like I said, I looked down and saw it start. And so I kept looking down going, holy fuck, it's still going.
Dude, I'll tell you, I've talked a lot about, the bonfire we had. And I grabbed the aluminum chair out of the fire and burned my hand, right? That was the worst pain I've ever felt. Like, as far as like physical pain goes, I've broken bones, I've sprained ankles, all that shit.
It's the nerve endings.
It is, and that's the worst pain. The second worst pain is running and chafing a fucking nipple, dude. It was brutal, and mine didn't bleed like that. So when I saw yours, I was like, "There's no way." 48 hours later, he's good.
They are good. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I know.
I don't know how it's possible. One of the other things I did, dude, I went to Central Park, right? The big park in New York. You're familiar with it.
Understand.
And I'm sitting there, and this girl walks by, obviously in a loving relationship with another girl, and I'm like, oh, that's Kate McKinnon.
Oh, all right.
From Saturday Night Live, right? The chick that does Clinton.
Hillary,
she's fucking amazing on that show. Probably the best chick on there. And I'm like, so we're sitting on a bench here, and they sit down on the bench next to us.
So you're like, I'll invade her privacy.
Yeah, I'm like, that's Kate McKinnon. That's like, it's not Kate McKinnon. Like, that's Kate McKinnon. It's not Kate McKinnon.
So we have a lovely picture of Kate McKinnon's ass, or what do we have here?
No, what we have here is they were apparently on a blanket in the park, and
Filmed in portrait.
Yeah.
Well done.
this is a sneak attack.
Okay.
And I guess the deal was they're worried about ticks.
Ticks are big this year, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, what the fuck are they doing over there? And
They're doing a tick check? They got
this
a
is
kid? What's it,
this
her and
is
her
a
husband? or
tick check
Yeah.
from girlfriend. Kate McKinnon is sitting on the bench, and her girlfriend, who looks like Scarlett Johansson, is doing this.
Oh, I
So
didn't know they were lesbian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time lesbian. And you can see
So you're zooming in on the tick check. So she's checking her girlfriend.
she's checking her girlfriend for ticks, I believe.
Dude, this looks like the films, like the monkeys go through and groom each other, and they eat
Yeah.
the ticks and stuff.
Do you think if I sent this to TMZ, like it would be worthy? Like Kate McKinnon in the park getting tick checked. And there's some other pictures. E, do you have those other pictures?
That's her sitting down, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have noticed her.
No, not that. The other Kate McKinnon. Didn't I send you a bunch of
No.
Kate McKinnon ones? I sent you multiple emails, E.
Oh,
This is what I got. You want
Oh,
to?
Jesus.
No, I don't have those. I don't have them.
Do you want to see the original Pooh Bear?
Yeah.
Do you? So I went to the New York
He's
Library,
not wearing
too.
pants, is he?
The fuck no.
Better not be.
No. This is the actual...
Wow.
This
And
is
the
the...
7-acre wood.
Dude, this is...
Is that Rue right there up front?
That's Rue.
Baby Rue?
Piglet.
Is that Piglet?
That's Piglet.
Wow.
Eeyore.
Yeah.
Tigger.
Yep.
I put the H on the end of it. It's a Tiga. Right. Say Tiga. The only one that's missing is...
The rabbit?
What
do they call him? Rabbit?
No.
That yellow rabbit, man. He's a main character.
There's one that went missing in a there was a tragedy on a vacation, family vacation. But some guy gave these to his kid when it was first born. Gave him Pooh Bear. That's the original Pooh Bear. And so this guy ended up writing all these fucking kid stories.
It's like a random Teddy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I know. That's the
I
original
wouldn't
Tigger
peg
right
him
there.
as Pooh, man.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, yeah, teddy bear.
Well, he's pantsless.
He is, but he doesn't have the red shirt.
I know.
Doesn't have
so
a thing of honey or anything to indicate that he's Pooh rather than
some
Ted.
license was taken by the author, but you know.
I like the piglet though. Look at that son of a bitch. Huh? He's got his onesie on.
Yeah.
I love
He's
the,
just a
I love the
wisp, too.
piglet onesie.
He's just a wee wisp of a little guy. I mean, this guy like got these toys for his kid, and Rue, obviously, you know, this is inappropriate, but Eeyore, I like Eeyore.
Oh, I've always hated Eeyore. Yeah,
Really?
He's fucking downer by definition. The
Yeah.
dude just sucks, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Pooh. I don't know, Pooh.
And Pooh just wants to eat honey, right? That's his whole jam.
His whole thing, man.
Fucking honey is where it's at.
He's a gluttonous little bear.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you'd like that. I took that for you. And that's where they filmed Ghostbusters. A lot of the scenes in Ghostbusters is filmed, you know, in that library.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. Should we get on to other things, Jay?
I suppose. Before we do that, though, Miguel,
gotta read.
Ford's summer sales event means the hottest deals and lowest payments of the summer. Lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $133 a month, or lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $161 a month. Finally, lease a new 18 Ford Explorer as low as $177 a month. Zott Ford's sensational summer sales event ends August 31st, and so do all of these ludicrously low payments. See details at dealsonthed.com.
So this is the last year of our beloved Harrison High School.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, last school year.
I was thinking last year was, to be honest, but okay.
I think this year they only have, if what I've been told is true.
Or they graduated their seniors, so now they just have...
They've got, I think they took the underclassmen, like freshmen and sophomores, out last year or this year, like
How
to
many kids
get
do
them.
they have there? Like 300 kids?
I think they've only got juniors and seniors this year.
Wow.
At the school. Now I don't know if there's some stud freshman that would be on the varsity football team. Like if he's still, I don't know, but I heard that's what they're doing. And so I was reading over the weekend in MLive. I don't know if you saw this, but they're gonna have they've got a film crew following them around for their final season.
Wow.
Yeah, football season.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of cool. You know, wouldn't you, I mean, a documentary about Coach
Sure.
Harrington. You don't care, do you?
I mean, I don't care about tackle ball, number one.
Yeah.
To the extent I'm going to watch a tackle ball documentary, it's going to be Last Chance U.
Yeah.
And so
QB1? Have you gotten into QB1 yet?
I've not gotten into that, but I mean, this is going to be kind of vanilla, isn't it, Mike? I mean, what's Coach Harrington going to do that's that compelling? I mean, it's probably going to tug at the heartstrings a little bit. You guys might cry.
Yeah,
But aside from
perhaps.
that, I don't know that it's going to be
Dude,
that.
he's been
I
the
understand
head
the
tackle ball
longevity
coach
is-
since 1970 when the
I know.
school opened. He's the only one they know.
Yeah, I know.
and this is his final year.
No, Sam.
It's not a story
Sam
there?
Pink starred as linebacker back then. I remember the pictures.
He owns the
Remember
state
the
record
lore.
career wins, 435.
I understand.
State championships
13.
won, 13.
I know.
You don't think there's a story there?
Yeah, not
Well.
one I'm watching, but
Dude,
yes,
you
I would
went
watch
there's
it.
a story worthy of,
You're
of
not
a documentary.
He doesn't
but-
have human feelings.
no, I
It's
just
simple
I
as
don't.
that. This
Like-
is
like,
your
they're-
school.
They're high school kids. I don't. What do I care, man? I haven't been back since.
I know, neither have I, but I'll still
not
watch
a
them.
dude. Not a single time.
Not me either.
I've
No.
not set foot on the grounds of that school.
I've barely driven by 12 miles.
Dude, I've been down 12 Mile like 3 times since 1991.
Yeah, me too.
That's it.
LUS Productions is the company that's doing this, and they've been there since the beginning. You know, like filming the kids practicing, and they're like, "Oh, you think this is gonna be a distraction for the kids?" And Harrington's like, "Nah,
I love that shit.
dude. Are you kidding me? Imagine in high school you got a
Yeah.
film crew following you
'Cause
around.
that's all high schoolers want to do is emulate the college and the pros, right?
Yeah.
And everything they do is the eye black and the
Yeah.
we're gonna throw the bicep things on,
Even
and-
if we don't have biceps.
Yeah, but whatever, we'll throw them on there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna stick people, all 145 pounds of me. So they're gonna eat this shit up.
Dude, it's like, I think this might actually have a positive impact on our players. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Kids at that age would love having a camera crew in their face.
Yeah.
Duh. And so he's like, I think the kids see the cameras and they like it. They play a little bit harder at practice. Of course. Of course they do. They're probably going to have a dynamite season.
So are we gonna get insight like this in the documentary? You think? I mean,
I don't know.
You know, stunning comments like this. You think?
Probably, yeah. The director, I guess, played at another school, Hudsonville, in '98. Played against Harrison and got their asses kicked in the state championship, the 1A championship. Harrison wiped the floor with him, 35-13 or something. And so this kid's like, all right, I hear the school's going out, and he does filmmaking now. And so they're doing this documentary. I don't know where it'll be or if they'll be able to sell it to, you know, Netflix, or is this, I don't know where it ends up, but I think it's kind of cool. They're also trying.
Be on YouTube, maybe.
They're hoping, and this kind of has a feel. YouTube, yeah, sure, that
Bringing
works.
the YouTube camera crew.
Sure. This kind of has a feel like Dennis Rodman when he had his big birthday party. He was like, invited guests include Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam. It's
Sure,
like,
invited.
oh, dude, awesome. Pearl Jam's no, invited guests. They didn't RSVP, and they sure as fuck didn't show up to the Masonic Temple in Detroit for Dennis Rodman's birthday. But they're some of the people they're trying to get in touch with.
Right.
Stanton.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not with Cleveland. He's accessible. Just
Yeah.
tell him you'll do something for his foundation. Five Foundation or something. He'll be there. And then Devin Funchess.
Yeah, those are the
Good
two
names.
biggies.
Currently. Anyone
I mean,
look-
if you want to go way back, you go Sam Pink. I'm telling you, the guy was a fucking stud back in
What
the
about Mill
70s.
the Thrill?
Yeah, Mill the Thrill.
What about
Dude,
John? Who was the linebacker?
John Miller was
Miller.
the safety for Michigan State.
Yeah.
Running back at Harrison.
God, I got disturbing news today, by the way. Speaking of our old Harrison Cruz, I was talking to Ray. You know, he says hello, by the way. Asks how you
Even after
doing.
he said he was dead, he still just says hello.
I haven't broken the news yet that Jay died.
Okay.
I haven't had the heart yet. He said Greg Piscopink got in a terrible car accident.
Oh no.
You remember Pisco?
Yeah, he's a good football
kid, man.
player.
Yeah, I guess he's going to be all right. They were worried he was going to be paralyzed. He's in the hospital. He's going to be in the hospital for months. They said. Yeah, and so he was telling me about it. I was like, oh fuck, dude, that's terrible. So I know most people. This is absolute podcast for one right now, for a few of us. But yeah. Anyway, I figured I'd let you know that. Jay, the Catholic Church.
Boy, this indictment out of Pittsburgh, huh? 300 plus priests. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I read that right, Mike?
1,000.
It didn't say 3,000
victims?
It didn't say 30. It said 300 plus priests were in on this.
Yeah. Like we've
What
said.
the heck, man?
Dude, I
mean, it's just pure evil, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's unbelievable.
You would think, even if, like, you would hope that a diocese or a priest would believe at least a little bit. Even if he's like, this is probably bullshit, but, you know, I believe in God. You would think that just the karma aspect alone be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to fuck the mouth of an 8-year-old boy. Boy, oh, boy, I bet the big guy upstairs is going to frown on this.
How does the culture
How do you get
to
there?
the point?
I
You're
don't
in
know.
church.
You're in church, man.
I mean, wow.
I know. And they're backtracking now. The Pope's top advisor on clergy sexual abuse canceled a trip to Ireland for a papal event because he has to investigate sexual misconduct in his own seminary. And he's the advisor on clergy sexual abuse. He's got to investigate. Cardinal Sean O'Malley, isn't he the guy that's on Fox News all the time out of Boston?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Seriously?
Yeah, they've got a guy that's talking about how important religion is, and he's a really outspoken guy. But
dude, doesn't say everything that you have to have a person in the position of like a priest in charge of sexual abuse.
That should say everything you need to know.
Or the liaison to the victims, etc.
We've got Cardinal Don Worrell of Washington, another key papal ally embroiled in the sex abuse crisis. He's canceled his appearance on next week's World Meeting of Families. Boy, that's going to be a boring World Meeting of Families without him there, without Don there,
He's the best.
Catholic bishops have launched investigations into several sexual misconduct in seminaries in Boston, Nebraska, Philadelphia. Former Archbishop of Washington resigned from the College of Cardinals after accusations that he molested seminaries and an altar boy. That's nice. A Catholic bishop in Australia was convicted by a civil court of covering up abuse. The Vatican accepted the resignations of 6 bishops from Latin America. An AP investigation found that priests and bishops around the world have abused Catholic nuns and sisters for decades. The fuck is going on over there?
Wow.
I'm not even kidding. What the fuck is going on over there? Next week, the Pope plans to travel to Ireland, where the former president, they got some broad run in the country there, right, in Ireland. And she's like, yeah, I'm just getting a lot of pressure from some of these guys to shut the fuck up. We could bring charges against a lot of these guys, but we've been told to shut up. None of this compares, of course, to what you referenced, the 900-page indictment, or not indictment, but 900-page grand jury report unveiled Tuesday in Pennsylvania. Revealed shocking accusations. More than 1,000 children abused by, as you said, 300 Catholic predator priests in 6 different Pennsylvania dioceses during the past 70 years. Church leaders, of course, covered up these crimes, shuffling priests from rehab centers to parishes, because that's what you need, rehab. You need rehab to tell you not to fuck a kid. Come on, man. Giving no notice to parents, that's always a nice touch, You find out a kid has been abused, and then you don't bother telling the parents. Why would you? Or the authorities. The president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops is calling this a moral catastrophe.
Absolutely. It's hard to comprehend. It's like the last organization on the planet where this shit should be happening.
Yeah.
And yet it's just running rampant.
And it's the deviant nature of it too. Like,
weren't they marking them with crosses or something? Like giving them certain crucifixes to wear, saying, "Oh yeah, that one's being groomed. Go ahead, stick it in that one's butt."
They say the details are so disturbing, and honestly, I haven't had a chance to go through. I'd like to read this report. Honestly, it's a book, but I haven't had a chance. But one section describes a gang of pedophile priests who mark their child victims with crucifixes. There's a special one saying that he's a gamer or something. He knows how to keep his mouth shut. So all the bishops and most of the priests named in the report absolutely escaped punishment. They've either statute of limitations has run out, or they just moved them along somewhere else and hid things. They were allowed to resign, quietly retire. Some were given recommendations for other jobs. Why not? Including one at Disney World.
Oh my God!
Well, there's no kids there. That's good. I mean, Disney World is not a place where a pedophile priest is going to find much luck finding children.
It's the Fox Garden, the hen house, righty?
Oh, yeah. So they're like, the bishop's first reaction was to say, things look bad, but we did all we could. We've done all we could.
On paper, this doesn't look good.
Yep. I know it doesn't look good. Yep.
Shit.
And they do point out that lay people are not buying this. Lay people are not buying this. They're going, I'm on to you, sons of bitches. So the mood, they say in the United States, has shifted from shock to just outrage. People are fucking pissed. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't have believed that in 2002 the Catholic Church could survive a scandal like this. Like, how do you overcome
this?
It
just shows how much money they have, For centuries, they've just amassed this massive amount of cash. But, dude, how do they possibly get any new member from here on out? I mean, how?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's $1 million question. They still do, because people are stupid, and people want to know. They want answers to questions that aren't humanly answerable, right? Why am I here? What happens to me next? And you've got this group of people who can, without any hesitation, tell you exactly what you need to hear, and so people will keep going there. And the troubling part about this, when you really dive into some of these accusations, is just how much of the predatory nature. It was like a lot of these guys were going after kids that don't have a dad. You know, they've got a really poor mom.
It's the weak
And
gazelle.
it's the limping, injured gazelle that they're going. And it's like, you fucking animals. Really? You know, who's going to believe you? You're a ghetto kid.
All to have your penis stroked to completion. Isn't that amazing?
It's unbelievable.
Like, you're elevating sex to this area in your life, like this importance. Like, God, man, just go stroke it or something. Really? You're going to destroy this kid's life?
You're right. You're not talking about even really power. You're not talking about like they're going to become rich and famous. It's just fucking getting their dick off.
Yeah.
Like,
and the problem is,
there has to be a culture where it's like, you know what? We're celibate, so we give up all that. So this is just part of the deal, right?
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, Kwame and all his boys going, hey, we went into public service. Well, we could be out in the private sector making ours,
huge
but
money.
instead we're in public service, so we're going to just take a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's the same kind of fucking mindset, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
well, we've given up so much, so we deserve a little bit of
Yeah.
leeway here.
I mean,
you're ruining these people's lives.
You're destroying lives. The suicide rates alone, like the people
Just
that turn to
disgusting.
drugs and just, I mean, like you said, it ruins their lives. It just does. And to know for a fact that there are people on record who are like, yeah, you know, I mean, the fact is they're basically their own law enforcement. So when you fuck up in that system, the police don't get involved. We police ourselves. So talk about, you know, guarding the hen house. Like, dude,
they have every incentive to bury it and just move the guy along to
Yes.
a new parish.
they're not stupid. They know how bad that looks if this gets out in the press that one of your church elders is fucking a kid. Come on. Like, it's in all of your best interest to bury that.
It's so mind blowing that
Yeah.
this can be happening on this scale.
I know.
You think like a one off here and there. He's that guy's crazy. He's a
Yeah.
fucking pedophile, whatever. Dude, 300 plus priests in one state.
Yeah.
My God, man.
When you read stuff like this, and this bothers me so much because this is just like no-brainer shit, right? Like after 2002, when the thing exploded, most of it coming out of Boston, the scandal, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops adopted new policies, all right? They pledged to report priests accused of abuse promptly to police. We're going to report them. And adopt safe environment training sessions in their diocese. Like, that sounds great on paper, but to me, if you need a safe training session to teach people not to fucking rape children in your diocese,
You're a priest. You should be of the highest moral character. what
honest
is this
to
person
God,
a priest
man.
for you for if you can't trust them to be around kids without banging them?
yeah, it's almost to a comical level, like how this can be going on and how they survive it. I don't know. I mean, some people go, "Oh, let them get married," or let priests get married.
Get their
finally.
rocks off some other way.
Yeah, but I mean, unless these people, because it's troubling that it took 4 days, 5 days for the Vatican to make a statement. When this comes out, to me, this should be a zero tolerance. This is as bad as murder.
This is a century-long culture, though. It is.
I know.
It really is. Centuries.
Yeah.
This goes way, way, way back.
It was wrong way, way, way back too. Like, if you can't go, yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I know we got a lot of history here, but there's a lot of history and a lot of shitty things. And you know what? We admit this is on every level wrong. That this 60-year-old fucking decrepit priest should not be mouth fucking an 8-year-old boy.
But you got all these
at the
people who are like
church.
in lifetime employment. They're like Supreme Court justices. They're just living it out, and they're part of this culture. It's almost like you have to
Yeah.
just turn over the whole staff.
Well, that's what dude. That's funny you say that because they've said like there's a petition going right now. I think there's 271 cardinals or
Just get rid of them all.
yeah, saying all of you need to resign. We need to start from scratch. I think there's 271. I can't remember bishops or whatever in the country, and they're like, yeah, you guys, we need to start from nothing and start over if we're going to have any
Clearly don't have a
chance.
handle of this.
Yeah, you don't get it, and it would mean a whole lot if the Pope comes out and goes, enough. This ends right fucking now. You're destroying our religion. You do not get to come into this industry thinking you get a free pass to fuck kids. Sorry, doesn't work like that. And shut the shit down.
Yeah, but it's so ingrained. You do have to turn over the whole clergy because it is so. He can say that, and that looks good in the press, and that's you need that message from the top.
He hasn't said that though.
Well, he has though. I think
Sort-
he has.
Not in those words. I paraphrase. He
I think
didn't say fuck
this
kids in the mouth. I know.
Frank. I
Remember
think
him saying
Frank
that.
is actually pretty hardcore in terms of speaking out on shit, and
Yeah.
rather than what was it, John Paul. The prior
Yeah.
one, he didn't say dick about it. No, I'm
Most
sorry.
of
There
them
was
did.
Bernard, right?
The
Pope Bernard or
the
something.
German one that creeped everybody
Dude,
out.
he was weird looking, wasn't he?
He was. There's some
Scary.
vampiric or
It was like sunken eyes, dark
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
I don't want to cast aspersions. but
no. I wouldn't want to be in a
He was the
hallway with
one
him,
who
though.
quit, right? Just out of the blue. Usually they stay there till they die. Dude just
Yeah.
quits. And then Frank comes in. I think Frank's been pretty outspoken.
Frank was a no bullshit kind of guy. I think
Yeah.
he was a, he was a.
But he can say all he wants, but if you've got all these dudes who are literally in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they've grown up in this culture, this has been completely okay the whole time. They're going
I
to be
know.
like, yeah, got it, Pope.
Dude, those
Sure-
books.
Sure.
If you've seen those records where it's like, oh, Bishop so-and-so moved to Phoenix now where he's running this. It's like,
insane.
Yep, people are accusing him of fucking kids here in St. Louis. Better move him to Phoenix.
That is tragic, man.
Yeah, it
tragic.
truly is.
For the religion, for obviously the victims. It's just for all of humanity. It is seriously awful.
Yeah. Well, it just doesn't seem possible. That's
Yeah.
it just doesn't, like, with everything you know about what the religion's teachings are, you would just think it wasn't possible. But to see it time and time and time again, these stories coming up and taking advantage of the lowest in society, like the worst off in society, the most needy, you're going to take advantage of them? Fuck me, man.
In better news.
Terrible. Yeah, what do you
The
got?
Listener Business Network.
Sure.
Hey, check it out. It's at DetroitCast.com. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website. And the page includes businesses that are owned by listeners, which is really cool. So take a look. It'd be great to support the supporters of the show. Also recommend them to family and friends who are in need of their services. We've got a lot of different services on there. This week's featured listings include DRKM Strategies. They specialize in helping independent small businesses grow by using proven internet marketing methods. They entice new customers to find you online, and listener Craig is awesome to work with. We work with him. He does great work for us. Also, PC Solutions. They are Michigan's premier managed IT service provider. They're experts in their field, so you can be experts in yours. Mention TDC for a free site evaluation, and listener AA Ron would be happy to help you. So go to
He's a good boy.
DetroitCast.com under the Help the Show tab.
Hey, let's take a quick time out, and then another lawsuit against the. Remember the duck boat?
Oh,
went
that was
down?
your duck voice.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's not stage ready yet. I mean, it's not ready for performance yet. But the you've been working on your duck voice?
Not really.
That was one of your assignments, dude. We had 4 days here. You're supposed to master the duck voice.
Master, do
We
what?
asked you one thing.
There.
No, you can't just go.
I don't. Duck boat.
Dude,
there.
hiking around the goddamn Porcupine Mountains for 4 days, you don't even master a single voice.
I don't do.
Just say I'm on a duck boat.
I don't. Duck boat. I don't know how to do. I seriously don't know
It's
how
not
to.
bad. It's getting better at it.
I don't know how to do what you do. That's why you're the host.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, it's not stage ready yet, but I'm working on
No,
it.
we're on the show right now. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I said it's not stage ready. I'm working on it. So we'll get to that story and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show with Mike and Jay.
You know, Easus had a short announcement here. A little matter of housekeeping, Easus.
Easus, you got some housekeeping?
The floor is yours.
I don't. A few weeks ago, I went up to the Thumb to go to this speedway, this dirt track, little dirt track in the Thumb area, and
whereabouts?
it's in Owendale, which is about 15 miles west of Bad Axe. So, anyway, posted pictures, and it turns out we have a listener of a friend of the show that knows the owners of this track, and I was like, hell yes! I'm like, I want to drop the green flag, right? I want to fucking do something about this. So anyway, we got connected with them, and they're just looking to spread the word of this cool little dirt track up in the Thumb. And I'm going to go there actually this Friday.
It's Michigan's oldest dirt track.
It's Michigan's oldest dirt track, and it's some cool shit, man. If you're looking for something to do, so
the pictures you posted were really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
you like racing and
like the sort of track where Tony Stewart killed the guy. Yeah,
basically,
a couple years ago.
Basically,
remember that he got out of the car and he's yelling at him and shit, and Tony
fishtailed.
Fishtailing.
When he killed that
clipped
person,
a wing, took him out. Yeah.
When he killed that person, it was actually my friend's wedding, and we were down in Bloomington for it. And I was drunk as shit, and Chubbs was in the same room with me. And I got back at like 2 a.m, and Chubbs had got like typical Chubbs went home at like 12, and Chubbs just goes like, "Dude, Tony Stewart killed somebody tonight," and I was drunk, so I'm like, "What?" Like I didn't
like OJ.
Like I didn't know that it was an accident.
What was your immediate thought? Like he murdered a chick or something?
Well, no, I don't even know I don't even remember. I just remember going, "What?" And it's just like and then I just kind of passed out eventually. And the next morning, I'm like, Chubbs, did Tony Stewart kill somebody last night? He's like, well, he didn't kill somebody, but
on a dirt track.
That story was always weird to me because it was like it always felt like an NFL player going and playing at a high school game or something. Like, why?
I guess Easus reports.
No, that's very normal.
Shit, right?
That's very normal.
No, I know it is,
Go
but
back
at the
to their
time,
roots.
yeah, like why would this like top level NASCAR driver the roots? Thank you very
If
much.
I find an individual that has said that about me, I will pull your goddamn tongue out with
the roots. Thank you very much.
You know what it is in stock car racing and stuff, in auto racing in general. Those guys love to fucking do it, and you can't necessarily. You're right.
Yeah, but NFL players love to play football, but they're not going to jump onto a high school team.
Well, it's just sports are different. You know what I mean?
Different tackle ball.
Tackle ball. I'm sorry.
Certain things are different. Auto racing is something where you can on an off weekend just get in a little lesser series and have some fun, and that's what
So
happens.
will there be any NASCAR drivers at the dirt track this weekend?
But back to what I was getting at. So we talked to the owner a little bit. Really cool dude. So I'm going to go to the race on Saturday, but he told us, man, hey, dude, you want to give some tickets away to your listeners? Just kind of get the word out about this speedway, and we're just trying to, get new people to find out about it. So any listener, if you want to go, and honestly, he said we could give out a decent amount of tickets. So if anyone wants to go and take their kids, take their family, and go.
Text E.
Email me, or you can text me too. Email
his
me.
Phone number's on his Facebook.
Right,
page.
right.
Sure.
Email me at eric@detroitcast.com, 248-935-9241 if you want to text me.
There he goes. He's saying it, man.
But if you get at me, we can hook you up with some tickets. I'm going to be out there. Chubb's
So you're
going to be out there.
beers with people, hang out with people? If they
Yeah,
wanna
for
come hang out?
sure, for sure.
I will say, and
And
is a sweet camping situation there.
They're
too, right?
actually, dude, you can actually for free camp at the track if you want. Like you can actually they have a little place outside turn 1 and 2. It's rustic as fuck. I mean, it is. You got to make sure you better have your own propane grill, and it's not the state state park or the KOA or anything.
Sure.
But you can do it. So if you guys want,
it's the Silver Bullet Speedway. It's in Owendale off, and I'm going. He wrote this, so
right.
Sebawang Road.
Sebawang,
it doesn't.
that's his town.
Does that look like a
Sebawang,
word he could spell?
Ah, boy.
Sebawang. I very clearly copy that word
Sebawang.
letter for letter. Sebawang, Michigan.
Sebawang. Okay, it's this Saturday the 25th. Sprint Car Showdown, round 4, gates at 5:30. Racing starts at 7:30.
Hell yeah!
Honestly,
he's going to be out there. Go have some beers with him.
Dude,
Free tickets.
he's fun to hang out with. I'll give him that.
He's a blast to hang out with. And he mentioned something. He kind of quickly went past it. But for all the people that have 3 kids, wife, husband, that it's going to cost you $300 at least to go to a Tiger game, and buy a dog and a drink for your kids and tickets. He'll take you take the whole family, and he'll hook you up.
Dude, this is a really cool experience if you all like racing or just want to try something different. Like the dirt flies at you, man. These sprint cars are actually legit, really cool racers.
I love it.
They freaking will get out when I went there the last time, man. They'll come on the front stretch, and both front tires of the leader are off the ground, and they're just fucking flying through this dirt corners. So it's pretty fun,
Dude, my
man.
dad used to take advantage of shit like this all the time.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
Like cheap family entertainment. Like
Yeah.
me, my dad, and my brother would go to
Jacques Cousteau.
We'd go. Yeah, we went down to see Jacques Cousteau get the key to the city. But we used to go to Waterford and watch little races at Waterford Hills Racing or whatever. Yeah. So he was always
Just little boat racing.
No, dude, Waterford. It's a city.
There's a track. Yeah.
No, I know, but Waterford's on the water too. I mean,
We're talking about road racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
My dad would be all over that, camping
Yeah.
with E and cheap
Why don't you
entertainment
call
for the
Bill
kids.
and see if he wants to join you? He probably,
right.
free entertainment.
Eric, I'd love to join you.
He'll be shirtless mowing the lawn at the time you get a hold of him, but maybe he'll go and join you.
Hey, everybody, please use our affiliate links. You'll see Amazon and Groupon links above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Check them out. Shop away. Doesn't cost any more. Of course, the key is that you click through our links, however. Also, make sure that you're shopping MyPillow.com for all your betting-related needs.
bullshit. It's ruining the country.
Goose Down ruined America. Use TDC code for the very best discount. Of course, when you're checking out, just use the code TDC. You'll get a great discount. And they have tons of products, not just pillows. They've got Giza sheets.
Yes. Are we hooking some people up with some pillows? Jay?
We
Is
are,
that
dude.
true?
Hey.
I've heard rumor about this, but I don't know if it's
Anybody
true or
who signs up to an annual membership, and you can go to
not you, Rachel. You're already in studio.
Yeah, anybody who signs up for an annual membership gets MyPillow products.
Yeah.
If you go Stan Berta, you get one. If you go above Stan Berta, you're getting 2 free MyPillows. And dude, that's half the value right there. I mean, and what you're paying us for the membership, you're getting back in pillows.
So yeah, anyone that signs up, it's a great deal right now. We're running a little promotion, and MyPillow is helping us out with it. So, and we honestly like the product. We wouldn't be pushing it if we didn't.
I was
so.
sleeping on a MyPillow
Yes.
this weekend myself.
It's good stuff.
Gab just took one. I'm kind of a rudderless ship this week. Gab is chaperoning band camp.
What?
Took her MyPillow with her.
Really?
Yeah, dude. She's roughing it in a cabin at band camp.
And she
So
took
I'm
a
left
MyPillow?
with I'm left with the sweet pie,
tiny
girl, and Russell.
Tiny girl.
Yeah, they might be
Nice.
over here Thursday. So.
Oh, awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
What is Dad making for dinner?
Dude, today, listen, man, I went out and bought tons of chicken breasts, and I was out all day long today grilling them. I grilled up like 19 chicken breasts.
That's how a dad does it, right?
Here you go,
Just
man. We got
efficiency. I'm just gonna
cans
cook
of green beans and chicken breasts. I got
Macaroni and cheese.
a mess of
chicken
eggs,
breast.
dude.
Oh yeah,
we'll survive.
you guys are egg guys. Dude, why don't you have Russell cook? He's the chef of the
Yeah,
fam.
he'll do it. He'll do the eggs. And
Yeah.
he'll cook us up some. He'll heat us up some chicken breasts.
Dude, you missed the action upstairs during the break.
I heard the poops.
Did you hear the Paroops was here and
I heard.
Barbu was here, both of
Bear.
which leapt in the pool. Babu fell in the pool, and then was trying to get out on the sides without taking the steps.
Just so we don't confuse the listeners, Babu, who
Babu.
you're referring to as Babu,
Babu.
is Bear.
It's the one that licked my dick in the shower.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That one I do.
Like on multiple days, because it's not an enclosed thing, and it was like I'm lathered up, I can't see.
Oh, this is the
anything.
pretentious shower in
Yeah,
Beth's
it doesn't
house,
have
yeah.
it doesn't have a door,
Well,
and so
what
it's just open.
pretentious bathroom would
Right.
have a door?
And
Why
I'm just
would you
lathered.
have a curtain or a door of any kind on your shower?
You wouldn't.
No.
Foolish. And so it's like
Open air.
All of a sudden, I'm just getting my dick licked, and it's like, oh, this is nice. Wait, Babu, get out of there, Babu! Get out of there, Barbu!
You engaged in bestiality.
Oh, I did.
It's
but
not the first time.
Unknowingly. It wasn't encouraged. It's not like I put peanut butter on it before I jumped in the shower. It just happened. You know, I'm sure I'm not the first person to have their dicks licked in the shower. Am I righty?
I don't. You know,
Tony?
I haven't, but I've never had a dog. No, Tony.
Isn't it crazy how that stream of water goes right off your dick?
Right
Looks
off
like
of
you're
it.
pissing, right?
Which
It's
is, in
amazing.
fairness to Barbu, it looks
Yeah.
like a faucet.
It does.
I mean, it's just
Like a
trickling
little
right off the
drinking
tip.
fountain.
Like it hits the hole and then kind of shoots out, and it's just like,
It
wow,
looks like you're
look at
pissing.
that. Yeah.
I remember being a little kid just going, am I pissing right now? Or-
Yeah, yeah.
I did
It
take
happens.
Beth to task, by the way, on why is it okay for her to cut lines.
Really?
And
What
she
was her
didn't-
explanation?
Didn't really give one.
Yeah,
it was
she
just
didn't
kind of
have
like,
I'm a medical emergency.
Yeah.
And so she's leaning on that.
You personally are.
Me personally, I'm a medical
Oh
emergency.
my
but the
God.
thing is, though, if that was
She's
the
gotta
case,
say
then
something.
Did she have you in a chair?
No.
she couldn't
She
get.
should have wheeled your ass
I
around.
wish. Oh, that's my dream.
You wouldn't be
To be
chafed.
wheeled around a park somewhere or a city.
But I think her answer
wheeled
was
around.
very. I said, like, why is it okay? You who will email companies and be like, I want my $5 refund. I had a coupon.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Coupon, sure.
But yet the
She
rules
had
don't
no
apply
answer?
when she had cutting the line.
Did she shrug her shoulders?
Kinda just,
I don't know. I'm me.
Not trying to be a dick, but
Moving on. We were talking about, just before the break, we were talking about I'm working on it.
That's
It's not
duck boat for the
See,
unknowing.
you get it. You can hear it already. So there were people at the time who were on different boats that were like, "Oh shit, that thing's sinking. We should probably help."
Got to help. Good Samaritans.
Sure, that's what they martyrs, heroes. Would you give them
Not
heroes?
martyrs. I mean, if they died doing it.
Yeah, that's
maybe,
true.
but
So
I'd
heroes,
say good
perhaps?
Samaritan.
Good
Hero,
Samaritan?
yeah.
Okay. So can a good Samaritan come back after the fact? And after the fact,
They're suing, aren't they?
And like say, "Oh, PTSD."
Do you doubt
oh.
that though? Like that would be awful, right?
But no one asked. You got involved on your own free will, and now you can't come back and be like, "Oh, I need $100 million because of PTSD and stuff."
100 million, huh?
Well, I
You
don't know
Can't
about
put
that.
a price tag on
Well,
it. Like emotional distress.
Well, yeah, you can. 100 million. The family that lost 9 family members, I'm cool, I think, with giving them 100 million, just because some of them were like 2.
Yeah.
Fuck the 78-year-old. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple grand.
I think this
'cause for his loss, but I mean,
I think this boat company's insurance company is gonna hit their limit pretty quick here.
yeah, they're gonna be in trouble. Anyway, this guy's now suing the company because he claims he was injured trying to help and suffers from PTS, post-traumatic stress. Greg Harris is his name. He filed a lawsuit against the owners and the captain of the following last month's tragedy in Branson that killed 17. He was working on the showboat Branson Belle, which I would think was a rival. If you saw your rival going down, would you just let him sink? What's he doing?
Oh
saving
yeah,
it?
dude, come on.
I mean, it's like, dude, this is great news for us. Our this other boat's going down.
Less people on
I'd be
duck
popping
boats
up
mean more
champagne
people
and
on
shit.
the Bell.
I mean, I would start using that as an advertising thing. Like, hey, come
Hey,
to
we
the
didn't sink.
showboat Branson Belle, where we don't murder your family.
Right.
You know,
That's a solid. It's a solid commercial.
So he witnesses the capsize and sink. He jumps into the lake to rescue drowning victims. So far, so good, right?
I heard it didn't capsize. Is that true that it capsized? I heard it just kind of went under and everybody was trapped in the.
So does it have to roll for it to be a proper capsize?
I think that's the definition of capsize.
Yeah,
isn't
because
it?
it ended up on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Like 80
And
feet
it's a
down.
good point. Capsizing is like
Yeah,
it's a
you're
very
turning
specific
over.
action.
So it just filled with water and sank, is what you're saying.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
These things
all
are
right.
just designed such that it couldn't
Yeah.
even handle high waves. It just fucking filled up with water.
So
and
you're saying this whole story on its face is bullshit.
I
when
don't
they
believe
talk
a
about-
word of it.
When they talk about if they're
You can,
willing
you
to lie
can
about
say
the
whatever you
capsizing
want from here on
nature.
out, but I'm not believing a word of it.
Yeah. He helped pull 2 women and a man out of the water.
Don't believe it.
By passing them to people in a nearby boat who had also come to help.
Don't believe it.
He claims, Mr. Harris claims he broke down and had trouble going on when he came across a small child who had drowned.
Gross.
Dude.
Why,
you
desecrate a body like that.
There's a small child who's drowned. You come upon it? Really? The fuck's wrong with you, Mr. Harris? That's terrible. He says, so he's had trouble going on since he did that to the poor dead kid. And pulling the dead bodies from the water has left him depressed. Can you put a price tag on depression, Jay?
I can't.
Anxiousness.
No.
PTSD? Didn't think so. And here's where it gets really tragic. The ordeal has led him to quit his job. He can't work anymore. What with coming upon dead kids, and he injured his right arm.
I wonder what his job was. I want to know what his. Does it say? It doesn't say.
And this is tough to say. I apologize to anyone listening. He lost a crown in his mouth. He had a crown on a tooth and lost that.
I mean, look, dude.
So
if your car gets stolen, you're going to list every CD that was in there, right?
yeah,
That's
even
what my
the,
man's
even
doing.
the embarrassing ones.
That's
you
what
know,
my man's
fucking-
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had
Hall & Oates'
Depeche Mode.
greatest,
I got
greatest
it.
hits was in there.
Your own personal Jesus, I mean, jam to it every now and then.
Well, he was trying to rescue a victim and had a crown knocked out of his tooth. and
You'd list it.
out of his mouth.
You'd list it. If your car got stolen, you'd list
Yeah.
Depeche Mode.
What do you think that's worth, though? A little PTSD, missing crown. 10 grand?
Yeah, throw him 20.
Throw him 20 grand. Call it a
Bye,
day.
Mr. Harris.
Yeah,
You and your capsized vessels.
yeah. It's not good for the community. Really is not.
I'll say.
Yeah. Did you hear about this doctor in Texas? Doctor.
This guy who got no jail
Well,
time for
you
raping
know,
a sedated victim,
yeah.
patient.
Well,
This chick comes in. She's on one floor of the hospital. Some asshole doctor who's not. It doesn't even belong on that floor.
no.
Comes
doesn't.
crawling up there and starts raping her.
It was his patient, though, right?
It wasn't his
No,
patient,
that's right. It wasn't his patient. Shit. His card.
but it was consensual.
Well, she wanted it.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He was.
Dude, the guy gets convicted. So all that's up. Whether his claim of consent is off the table, right? He rapes her. That's That's a finding of fact.
Well,
so now it comes to sentencing. How do you not give the guy jail time, man?
Well, Shafiq Sheikh seemed like a good dude to the jury, and Shafiq Sheikh got off with 10 years probation, which is not
Probation
easy to
sucks,
do.
dude. Peeing in a cup and
does,
stuff.
Probation does suck. In Shafiq Sheikh's defense,
dude, he raped her.
Probation blows.
How are you not in jail?
Yeah,
man?
but dude,
Probation
sometimes you
blows.
don't, you don't know what days you're gonna have to pee, and then like so, like
he's
you
got
have a
great
beer
point.
on Wednesday, and you're like, shit, I don't know. I hope my letter doesn't come up tomorrow.
I don't get this. The jury also recommended a suspension of a $10,000 fine, so at least Shafiq Sheikh doesn't have to worry about that 10 grand either.
Get back on your feet. He's been out of work for a while. This whole trial and everything.
Oh,
you know?
it's just
How do you go to work?
one
with
He
that?
probably has
Hey,
PTSD from the trial.
Yeah. The judge, and I didn't get this, and I don't expect you to know this, Jay, but the judge by law had to follow the jury's recommendation. What? So what is the point of a fucking judge then?
Yeah, you can't adjust it.
Like, isn't that the point of being a judge, that you can overrule and be like,
Overrule,
oh,
like-
you know what? Nice try, fucking assholes.
Overruled.
No, overruled.
I'm
Throw the
smarter
book
than
at
you.
him. Yeah. By law? The assault occurred at the Ben Taub General Hospital in November of 2013. A woman, 27 years old, I'm assuming kind of hot. She'd been hospitalized following an asthma attack. I didn't know asthma attacks could hospitalize a person, be that severe. Anyway, so this doctor entered the room in the middle of the night. Sounds like the start to a bad
Fucking
80s porn flick, but
seriously, man.
yeah. He claimed
The
he needed
weak
to
gazelle
examine.
again. You know, there's the weak gazelle. I'm gonna
Yeah.
prowl up.
She's having
There's a
trouble
hole.
breathing.
Look, there's a hole right there.
Well, he did need.
It's
to,
moist and warm.
now this
The
was
hell?
he wasn't.
The hell, man?
This wasn't his patient. However, he was just a concerned
Dude's a
medical
fucking
professional.
MD.
He's a medical professional, and he's concerned about her breathing, so he needs to check her lungs. Instead, he played fondle her titties and whatever. But I mean, it's still in the same region. During the first two visits, the male physician entered the room and placed his mouth on her titties. I don't know what that would help with the exam. You know what I mean? Like, boy, that's a balls.
Chest compressions, I guess.
When
I
you
don't know.
decide, like, fuck it, I'm going mouth to titty, like, as a physician, that's a bold move, man. Because I've never seen that in any of the textbooks.
Yeah.
I haven't read them all. The medical,
Even Nasser could point to a page in our archaic, albeit
as
archaic
fuck.
medical journal to
I
say
need to
that.
stick 3 fingers in your vagina,
Yeah,
and then I can
manipulate
massage
your back.
the back thing. But mouth on titties, I
No,
can't think of a single. I mean, it's awesome. I love doing it
The
too. but
breathing pattern. Is there some sort of explanation?
maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's what he went with. And then he also inserted his fingers into her vagina, attempted to place his penis in her mouth. Medically speaking, I don't know what that is going to.
Tongue depressor.
Okay, I can see where you're going with that. Yeah. He then returned again to her room and raped her without a.
So is this on the same night, or is this
condom?
What is it?
It's a condom prophylactic, a Jimmy.
Okay, got it. Condom. While she was being treated overnight for shortness of breath and wheezing.
So this all happened. So like he walks in the room one time, kind of does a little, and kind of leaves.
got
And
away
goes,
with that.
Okay, and then he does the finger.
Fucking animal, man.
Yeah. And here's the fucking sinister part too. She's got
Oh,
a
we
button.
haven't got to the sinister part.
No. Well, that stuff is bad. But when you talk about like premeditation, she's got a button in there like, "Help! I'm being mouth fucked by a doctor."
Yeah.
It had been disengaged. Like for some reason, it wasn't an active button.
Yeah.
So
that's-
she's
That's the first thing you do, right?
She's full of wheeze and shortness of breath. And she can't even push the button to help out.
Oh, she was pushing the button. It just wasn't hooked up. Yeah.
When she first reported the assault, of course, the staff believed her. Like right, no, they were like, yeah, bullshit. But she reported it fast enough. They were able to do a rape kit, and what do you know? This dude's Shafiq Sheikh's DNA was somehow in her vagine.
That's weird.
Which is weird, yeah.
Doctor
And,
that was not even assigned to her floor. How could that happen?
Laura has now told the court the assault left her life unrecognizable, led to the end of her marriage. I can see how that would happen. Yep, that would be tough for any marriage to sustain.
Dude, being honest, like, how can this guy not serve a day in jail?
No, he's not, because the jury.
Is it time served? Like, how long has he been in?
I don't know. Well, it happened in 2013, so I guess, yeah, if he's been in jail for 5 years, maybe.
Doesn't say that, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. No. And my guess is
he
a prominent
bailed.
doctor
Yeah.
probably hit bail and has been, maybe on a
tether or something.
Something where he can't leave the state without permission, but who knows. He is a married father of 4, originally from India.
Lost his position at Baylor College, yes, of medicine. Saw his license revoked by the Texas Medical Board. This is terrible for Mr. Sheik.
It's worse than jail.
Yeah. His attorney attempted to question Laura's credibility. Laura is Laura Doe.
Yeah. God, the Doe family.
Suggesting, look, she's trying to claim she was heavily sedated, but we're pretty sure you were aware of your surroundings when he was raping you. So nice try.
So what?
Yeah,
I mean, so she
I don't
couldn't
know.
understand that she was being forced in this situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You guys have all been in the hospital, right? Like, you just feel like fucking ass, right? If you're in the hospital,
Ugh,
it's
it's the
bad.
worst.
It's bad. You feel like shit. The last thing you're thinking of is sex. I mean, give me
Yeah.
a fucking break. Like, this dude saunters in. You're just like, why not? Jump aboard there, doctor.
It was even noted, Jay, that she had sexual contact with her husband the night before.
Okay. With her husband the night before she's in the hospital.
Which shows she was not fully incapacitated. It's like, yeah, okay, she fucked her husband the night before and then got a little wheezy and went to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's the problem here.
It's irrelevant, incompetent, and immaterial.
Sheik's attorney suggested that, maybe doctor violated some medical ethics. I mean, I'll give you that. He was seduced by Laura, who was in the hospital at the time.
Again,
in an effort.
man, we've all been in the hospital. We've all been laying there with a, stupid gown on with our asses hanging out.
Yeah, that stinks.
God, it's stupid gown.
Oh, and you got an IV in you, so you got to carry that pole around with you.
And
as
you
walk in
forget
the
you have an
halls.
IV in you, and you pull
Roll over.
God damn it.
Oh. Last thing you're thinking is, you know what? I'm going to use this doctor to make my husband jealous, which is what Dr. Sheik's attorneys claim.
Yeah.
She wanted to make her husband jealous.
Feeling pretty hot right now.
Sure.
I want to get laid.
The doctor testified after being first intrigued. This should have been a tip-off. He was first intrigued by her titty implants, because that's what you want your doctor doing, is going, boy, those are some sweet-looking titty implants you got there. I got to be honest
Is
with
that a
you.
little dig at her?
In what way? Like,
And she had smaller breasts before, and
Yeah, she needed titty implants.
to make her feel good about herself.
It
kind of
didn't say
intrigued by.
It didn't say he was
She's
passing
an
off
attention person.
backhanded
She likes
compliments.
attention.
Yeah.
It didn't say he
Speaks volumes.
was offering backhanded compliments. It just said he was impressed with her fake titties, and so she placed his hand on her titties as he conducted a chest exam, and she touched his genitals and took off her underwear. That's the doctor's claim. It immediately sunk in that something terrible had happened. I was scared for myself, the doctor said.
Were you?
You're not supposed to have sex with a patient.
Wait
It's
a
in
minute.
the rule books.
Let's say it even that she does this. She grabs his genitals. He's scared, but then you
monkey
start
gods. The
pumping.
monkey
I mean,
gods will be angry.
did she?
Was
Like-
it the monkey gods or the elephant gods?
Yeah, either one.
Either one. The 8-armed
The one with the 8 arm, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did she get on top of him and
No,
forcibly?
no, no.
like-
She moved to edge of gurney, indicating she wanted to take things further.
But then just walk away. You're a guy.
Aren't all of us on the edge of the gurney when you're sitting on that paper bullshit?
he's just sitting here
I feel
like-
like a sandwich ready to be wrapped when I'm sitting in that thing.
Ugh.
Who sits like in the middle of that?
No, no, no. She came to the edge of the.
Yeah,
Dude, the
everybody
gurney's
does.
the bed, man. She's in the bed. He's saying that she came over to the edge, like she, presenting.
She wanted it. Yeah, she wanted it.
But you're not supposed to have sex with a patient under no circumstances. That was wrong.
How did she force you to do that then? How did she force you to start?
It's not even his patient. He's on a different floor.
No, 12 times came up to that floor. Not his patient.
Just want to help. She's having trouble breathing. So I'll jam my dick in her mouth. That ought to help everything.
So the jury felt bad, and they were like, look, he's got 4 kids. Imagine the impact this is having on them and him. So we're going to say no jail term. What he's done to himself and his family is punishment enough, Jay. They are serving. They
They're
are
going
serving
with
this sentence.
that.
They're serving this sentence with him.
What a lucky son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? How we doing for email?
Hey, we do have some email, Mike.
What do we got?
If you'd like to write into the show, send us your thoughts to email@detroitcast.com. Laura writes in with a suggestion for the Big E. Here's an outing for the Big E to promote the
The
Detroit
Big E.
Cast at the Big E. There's a fair called the Big E.
Oh, I want to go there.
It's, I guess, and
it's a bunch of broken rides.
It's only 26 days till the Big E. I guess there's an Eastern States Exposition.
Where is it?
It's in like Maine or some shit.
You know what the weird
they
thing
have
is?
corn dogs.
The rides have rusted a little bit, and so they refuse to apply any WD-40. So every ride you go on just goes as it goes around.
Our
Doesn't
guest
matter what
today-
it
Our
is.
guest today said the first thing they said when they came down the studio, "Oh, damn, we forgot the lubricant for the microphones."
Mm.
Yeah, that bothers them when they
Yeah,
listen.
not the chair.
I think it's your microphone, Mike, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Is that what we're
Pretty
hearing?
good. Sounds pretty good to me.
Tim R. writes in, Jews and Gentile. Gentlemen, long time no email. It's been a while since the last time I wrote in, so I figured, what the hell? Knowing that you guys are not car people, I'll make this short and sweet. I have a 1970 Chevelle with a
take it.
decast sticker on the windshield. Look at how sweet this thing is, by the way.
Do you have a picture of it, E, or am I looking
He
at your
doesn't.
computer?
Look at mine. Dude, this is, unfortunately, it's one of these cars. It's a work of art. But, dude,
Wow.
it is one door ding away from being half ruined to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You just put a fucking big old ding right there. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, that just sucks.
What would be worse, a key or a ding?
A ding, dude.
Yeah.
Because look at the way that bevel, you know, it's just
Yeah.
so perfect. And then
So pristine, it would jump out at you. If you got a ding.
Freaking asshole in an Astro van, bonk, you know,
Yeah.
ruin the thing.
What about an errant on-the-run shopping cart?
Oof, that too.
You know?
Tim R., you have a beautiful car. It has a decast sticker on the windshield, as you'll notice.
Beautiful.
Being that it's Dream Cruise weekend. Oh, is it Dream Cruise weekend?
Oh, I had no idea.
I took that son of a bitch down Woodward for about 5 hours representing the show while also wearing a decast t-shirt. Lots of images were taken along with lots of people recording videos. I like to think I did my part as a listener and member. You're welcome. LOL.
Well, thank you. Tim R., did you say?
What was that
Tim R.
LOL about that? You said you're welcome, laugh out
You're
loud?
welcome. Well, you know, he didn't want to sound like a dick, I think.
Okay.
Right? As long as you put the LOL,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he's not being a dick. He's
Gotcha.
I would have
just
preferred ROFL, but, you know, take an LOL.
On another note, I hit up Hamlin Pub on Thursday for some discount pizza. Thursday is pizza night. as
Half
you know.
off. Yeah.
We got 2 deep dish and saved $16 off our bill. The pizza was awesome. I highly recommend it. I definitely will be going back for more. See you guys in September. It's always a blast when the Gang of Monsters gets together. Of course, that's September 29th. Save the date, everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to be out at Hamlin Pub, 22 Mile and Hayes.
Can't wait.
Bart writes in. Bart from Kalamazoo, some feedback from last Sunday's show. Number 1, I am a Marine, and I can tell you that it's cool to say oorah, oorah,
Hoorah.
oorah,
Hoorah.
or Semper Fi. You are right about being a Marine helping with the females. It does help with the females. The difference is that a Marine will say, I am a Marine, not I was in the Army or in the Navy. Whatever. That simple intricacy says it all. Marines are proud of their service for life more than any other service. I have noticed that.
Yeah, they will say I'm a Marine.
Yeah.
They don't say former Marine.
They don't say I was in the
They're-
Marines. Nobody
yeah.
says I was in the Marines. I was
No.
in the Marines. They say I was a Marine.
I
Semper
used-
Fi. Hoorah!
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 Number 2, I work in hospital environments, and I can promise you that washing your hands before you pee is much more important than after. Your dick is cleaner than your
No.
hands, not ease. So even if you pee on your hands, they are cleaner after than they would be before you pee, assuming you wash prior.
I'm not. Look, it's hard enough to get me to do the single wash after a whiz.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
What he's
doing
saying
a
is that
double.
you just do
I know,
one.
but so which one's more important?
He just said.
He honestly, dude, that porcelain is what 2 inches from the dick tip. It's getting splashback, whether you see it or not. Doesn't that? Don't they say that pee hitting the bowl launches like 6 feet in the air?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that
it's
true?
6 feet. Yeah. Seriously, you know, you talk about fart particles getting
Yeah.
trapped in your throat.
Through your
You're
olfactory
literally
system.
eating shit out of someone's
Just
butt.
settling on the back of your tongue.
Yeah, yeah. When you smell
So
a fart, it's
pee,
like
pee does the
oh,
same thing. It's like in my eyes.
Yeah,
Shit.
you're pissing it. You might as well piss in your nose.
And it's
and
just
eyes.
not my piss. It's like others' pee particles that are coming off
Totally.
that urinal.
Yes.
My God.
Very much so.
You know what, dude? I
Your
used-
fart particles thing makes perfect sense,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way. If you smell it, like there's
Yes.
something there, you know, even on a microscopic level.
Particles came out of my butthole,
Yeah.
traveled through the air, went through your olfactory system, settled on the back of your tongue.
Most likely you had a-
physically
you-
that's what happened. Bottom line.
You
That's
had
it.
You had a turd that was close to going. You blew the air through it.
Yep.
It picked up turd particles, launched into the air. We all smell it. Go, who did that? And it's like, oh, you smelled it. It's on your nose, your throat, the back of your throat. Particles.
How's it
in
taste? How's it taste?
Gross.
How's my asshole taste?
Yeah.
I used to be really weird about this. Like when I would shit, I would actually put like the
Oh boy.
no, I actually put the toilet paper
He just
down.
said I was
'cause-
weird.
I no, but because well, my friend used to make a joke like, dude, all the stuff you do, yet you put toilet paper down when you go to bathroom in public places.
You talking about on the seat? So
Yeah,
you can sit down on it.
yeah.
Okay.
And I've stopped doing that recently. I'm just like, you know what, whatever.
I'd rather
Bare ass,
sit and
huh?
Yeah, but then like
yeah,
this.
bareback, urine-soaked.
Doesn't it totally
porcelain.
depend on where you are?
Yeah, well, whatever. The point of the story more though is I've stopped doing it, and then this weekend I was in one of these a place where it's like it was a shared stall. It was outside like in a park, and I just saw this older lady go out of the thing, and I'm like, I do not want my ass touching the seat that this
gonna have
lady,
old lady
sat
touch?
in.
She freaked you out.
I
huh?
just was like, I said,
Sweaty old lady butt.
if I hadn't seen her walk out of it, I wouldn't even considered it.
Wow.
But I saw this like 60-year-old lady and I just thought that
Wrinkled
ass was
just sat on that toilet for sure. There's no
Right.
way she squatted over it.
right.
Not a chance.
And I fucking put stuff down because I'm like, I don't want that fucking old weird ass sitting.
Oh, isn't that the worst when you go into a toilet like that? And it's like, oh, the seat's warm. God damn it.
Oh, man.
There was another set
Oh.
of cheeks on this
Ah.
fucking seat recently. You know there was,
Yeah.
but I want it to be fucking cold.
Yeah, and it's really weird when you
Ugh.
think about like your junk and everything, how close it was to someone else's junk that was hanging there. And all. It's
Same
fuck.
vicinity, almost identical. And that when they've got one of those seats that the rim comes around and then it's like just porcelain, that
Sure.
middle part, and it's always soaked with urine and a few strands of pubes. You're like, who is doing this?
Who's pulling the pube? Like, is
And
someone
just
just sitting
littering
there,
them,
like, in
sprinkling them on
boredom,
there.
just pulling them out and
Yeah.
dropping them?
Oh, here's one that's 2 feet long. Let's just
Oh,
drop that right
dude.
there on the. It's like, dude, you never shave your bag. What's the matter with
That and the urinal, too, man. Like, how
Shit.
many pubes can end up in a urinal? Like,
Oh.
God damn, man. I think it's
Ugh.
intentional.
I think it is, too.
Number 3, says Tim R. You talked about trough urinals. Took my kids to the Western Michigan football scrimmage this weekend. My kid used the trough, and I walked over to him and his little 4-year-old. I walked over to him, and his little 4-year-old penis was resting on the lip. Nightmare!
That's when
fucking nightmare.
you need to
That's
get
where
that-
I might kill my kid.
That
Like,
kid,
the kid's done.
He needs to
throw
go to
that
a
one
home.
away.
Yeah, you're done with him. If he's that dumb, I don't care if he's 2 or 4. There's no excuse. Like,
Oh,
dude,
I hated shit like that when my kids were like I told you, I used to hold Sweet Pie above the toilet, not even let
Yeah.
her sit, and just let like poop fall into the toilet. And
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I didn't even want her sitting on this stuff because dudes' bathrooms are so gross. You know, and I'd be like, don't touch anything. Don't just go poop.
Yeah, just let it go.
And so here's this little guy, this little 4-year-old. With
God,
his,
that's got to scar her.
his little
Like,
dick
my dad
resting
did
on
a
the
lot
lip.
of shitty things to me. He never held me over a shitter and just said, just let it go, dude. Like, that scar, at some point, she's going to remember that.
Yeah,
You
my
know?
little tiny
A
girl.
tiny girl.
I got some soap and hot water, says Tim R. Or it says Bart. Sorry, this is Bart. I reverted to Tim R. I got some soap and hot water and scrub that little pecker. Keep kids away from those things. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't think kids like understand or at all appreciate what's going on in the
they're
trough.
stupid as shit. But
The
dude,
trough is
I'm more-
practical as fuck, but watch it with the little guys.
I'm still a little bothered by him grabbing a bar of soap and scrubbing his little pecker. Like,
Honestly,
dude,
that was the move. That was the move. You
Really?
either throw the kid away or you scrub the pecker right
I'd
there.
throw him away.
It's one or the other.
It's
and
fun to
Bart-
make
Bart
another one,
went
so.
with
Yeah, it
scrubbing
is
the
fun.
pecker.
He's
Making
gotta-
babies is fun, from what I can tell.
To E's point, working to make a new one is half the fun. So yeah, throw that one away. It's obviously damaged goods.
You might have liked it. I don't know.
Sure.
Might have been attached to it. Whatever. Save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
Rachel, Ed, Pat, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for being members.
Thank you for being members and supporting this show. You guys are the lifeblood of this show. I mean that. Jay does, and E even partially means that. Appreciate you guys coming in and being respectful and awesome and bringing pizza and beers. And so thank you guys. We'll be back tomorrow,
We
right?
will.
We got to
We
do
will.
a show tomorrow,
We
right?
do.
Fuck. E, are you ready to do a show tomorrow?
Yes, of
Figure a
course.
way to get
Love
through
what
it.
we do.
Of course. See you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.